Begin this hour in the Northwest. A task team that's led by Community Safety MEC Wessels Morweng has begun the first phase of a retrieval operation to bring illegal miners to the surface there in Stilfontein. It's been days of a standoff at that abandoned mine where the so-called zama-zamas are refusing to emerge. Yesterday, the retrieval team assessed the shaft with apparent plans to bring up the illegal miners in large numbers. Let's get you a sense of how all of this is faring this Wednesday. Bring in SABC News reporter Itumeleng Kgajane, who joins us now live from that abandoned shaft. And yesterday, Itumeleng, there was talks of assembling some kind of cage that will be sent down in order to bring up these illegal miners. To what extent is all of that coming together there this morning?
Good morning, Ayanda. Indeed, yesterday we saw mine rescue vehicles and personnel accompanied by security personnel arriving here at Shaft 11 in Stilfontein. And we understand that what they were doing then was more of an assessment of that abandoned shaft. We are expecting that in the next few days, the actual operation will be starting. We saw towards around 5 p.m. yesterday, we saw a grader arriving here. And this morning, as we arrived here, it had started clearing a site. I just want to move out of shot so that Jabu Awa Africa, my colleague, can show you that space that the grader was on this morning. So the clearing of site, as it was indicated by the panel, has started, and police remain stationed in this area where the retrieval operation is expected to take place. So yesterday we spoke to many people, Ayanda, who were indicating that they were not happy with certain things. One of them is the community representative, Tembile Botman, who indicated that in as much as this preparation is taking place, they were expecting that the authorities would say there's a plan to give those who are still underground some food and to also provide them with ARVs, as they did make that request. However, we had a day before yesterday, the MEC for the community safety in the province, Wessels Morweng, indicating that they will not do that abruptly. They will have to have a well-coordinated plan of delivering those ARVs to those who are still underground. If at all they will deliver those ARVs to them. However, we are still waiting to see as to when the actual operation will be starting. The authorities are not really communicating that much in terms of that element to say we have started with clearing, this is the next step, and it will be followed by this one. However, we are still stationed here, police are still stationed here to monitor this abandoned shaft. Yesterday we saw community members arriving here as well, and they made their way to that abandoned shaft. Our understanding is that, like I indicated that there is no communication on certain issues. They made their way there. However, we were told that they will take one of them underground to go and communicate with those who are still underground, that they should not fear their issues are being attended to, and they should move at some point because of the mine rescue teams might start with their operation of trying to get that cage down so that they do not get injured. Ayanda.
And I suppose, Itumeleng, what should not be lost to us is that we actually still don't know how many people are underground. And I imagine in some ways it makes it difficult to plan because you could be working with a number ranging from 20 perhaps to 2,000.
Indeed, the issue of numbers has been spoken about a lot in the past few days. The authorities are saying we cannot say how many people are down there, and we cannot even take the word of those who have been underground to say there are about 4,500 people who are still underground. But those who have been underground, working with the community here in Stilfontein, are indicating that their estimation tells them that there are about 4,500 people who are still underground. However, we really do not know for as to how many people are still underground. And a credible source in this instance would have been the authorities, but the authorities are saying they do not know how many people are still underground, Ayanda.
Absolutely. It's a story that's really sort of gripped the country, and I see it started making international headlines there. I'm sure you've seen some of our colleagues from other networks around the world. And what this moment has done is given us an opportunity to also learn a bit more about Stilfontein. What can you tell us, Itumeleng, about the socioeconomic conditions there and typically the kind of challenges people face that might lead them into this kind of situation?
So before Rustenburg was well known for being a mining town in the province, this area of Matlosana, so Matlosana is a municipality and it comprises of towns such as Klerksdorp, Stilfontein, Orkney and Kgajane. So in Orkney and Stilfontein, that's where you find gold mining. And at some point, it appears these mine shafts were abandoned. That is before the 2002 regulation came in. Some of the owners just abandoned the mines and left. Then in 2002, we are told by government that they introduced regulations that would hold mining companies accountable and ensure that they rehabilitate before leaving. You spoke about issues of socio-economic issues in this area. So in every mining town, Ayanda, our understanding is that that's where you find people from different areas. Some of them end up living there permanently. So there are people who came here because of mining. They started their families here. They built homes here and they stayed here. Some of them were staying in the mines. When they got retrenched, they had to go find some corrugated iron to go and build some shacks in the community. That means they do not have an income. They have families to support, and those families, where do they end up going? They end up going to crime. They end up going to stuff such as illegal mining. However, it's not only illegal mining by those who are staying here. We understand that there are even people from other countries who are also coming down here with hope of getting some jobs. When they get here, there are no jobs. Where do they go? They go to crime, they go to illegal mining. And that's what's happening here, Ayanda.
Sure. Quite a story to tell. Itumeleng Kgajane, great reporting as always. Live to us there from Stilfontein. For now, thanks very much indeed.